Hello, today I'm continuing my Glimmerbrook save file. This is part 5, and it is the professor's house that I kind of introduced a little bit in the first part when I was building the library. I said that I kind of wanted the owner of the library to maybe be dating this professor, and so now I'm finally up to his house, and this is also the last part of this lot, which means that next week I'll have a different lot complete, and then that means that there's only 2 more lots left before I finish building everything, and then I have to edit all of the Sims because, you've seen the Sims, I've only done 1 outfit for each of, like, them, so I didn't do any of their other outfits besides everyday because all I was gonna show was the everyday. So I have to do all of that. I think I'm going to hate myself when I'm fixing everything because realistically, I should have done this all at one time and I just finish the sim, the lot, and I place them down in the save and then I move on to the next one, but I haven't done that. So it's gonna be a lot of stuff that I'm gonna have to put together. But I kind of talked over some of this the build. I do have a reference picture for it. Right now, before I add that little bit, that was what the reference picture looked like. So I'm gonna pull that up now. I realized that it looks pretty different, but I liked the shape of it. I liked how small it was when I was picking out a lot, like a house to put on this lot. I knew I wanted it to be very small compared to the giant apartments that are on the left side because I wanted to like balance out. I didn't want like too large builds with the little tiny church in the back. So this one kind of like is around the same size as the church, except the church is just like very, very small inside. And it's like only one little room for a vampire. This one is a 2-bedroom. So when I was planning this, I was originally going to have 3 Sims because I was like, okay, I'm gonna have the professor, a daughter, and maybe a son. And so I changed it, and now it's just gonna be the professor and a daughter because I couldn't fit 3 bedrooms. And that was what I was originally going to do to begin with anyway. And then I kind of like, I was like, oh, I could add another kid into this house and it'll be like, it'll fit nicely. But I couldn't because I wanted a bathroom upstairs, and so I needed to, um, only have 2 bedrooms, so the bedrooms are pretty large in this house, and, yeah, I like the shape of the house and how it turned out. At first, I was afraid that it was going to just be 2 squares, and so I made it 3 squares instead by adding the little piece, like, um, towards the front hanging out where the door is on the side. I don't know why. I'm always like I always really like seeing houses where the front door is on a little sort of wing like this. It just feels fancy to me or like lived in. Like it feels real. So I decided to do that and I'm glad I did because it added some more space and it allowed me to put a very tiny bathroom downstairs. It is not a great bathroom. It's like 1 tile wide and like 4 long. So it's like almost like a hallway where there's just a toilet and a sink inside. And I decided to go with similar colors and swatches as the apartment building to the left as well as the stone in the church in the back. So I'm using both of those from the other builds, which made it a little bit more simple to kind of like design and finish the build. Also, probably why this video is a lot shorter than most of the other ones. I think this one's the shortest of them all. But yeah, I just do a gray stone, lots of wood, the white and wood half timber walls with all brown windows, and the shutters are the same green as I had on the fortune tellers thing. So that was pretty much the same stuff. I used 1 thatched roof in this, so the left wing has a thatched roof, but the like main part of the other square has shingles with I think the trim is thatched, yeah. So I mix those 2 together. That's usually what I used to do anyway. And I of course place ivy around. I've been really liking the wisteria in this save. I used to struggle to use it, but I've really enjoyed using it in these builds. I'm using it in next week's build as well. So next week's build, it is going to be the aunt of the main family that I had planned the save file around, and they're gonna live in this like really cute witchy cabin that's like on top of a hill, and I use a lot of purple flowers and the wisteria on that too, and I can't wait for it to like finish that one because it feels the most like my like comfort style, and so I'm really excited to be doing that again and to have that in the save because I feel like I've been doing the same sort of thing. I feel like I've been doing like different variations of the Tudor style, and that one is very different. And so I'm excited to change it up a little bit. And then I have, of course, the other house that I'm gonna have to build, which I don't have any ideas for yet. And then I'm gonna do a build for the magic realm, and then everything should be done. I talked over the entire exterior, so now we're in the interior. This is where I'm trying to decide where the 3 bedrooms are gonna be, but I decided to get rid of the 3rd bedroom because I needed a bathroom, especially because the bathroom downstairs ended up being like 4 tiles and that was it. And so, yeah, I moved them around and now it's just like 2 bedrooms and a larger bathroom up there. And down here, I didn't really know what I wanted the floor plan to look like, so I just split it up into where I knew I wanted the living room to be and then the like entry room. I'm like, I'll figure something out over there. The back area is going to be the kitchen, and this area is going to be the dining room. And yeah, originally the bathroom was going to be right off of the dining room, but I decided that I wanted to change it because I wanted to use specific archways and I wanted them to be symmetrical. And so I changed it up. Probably right around then. Yeah, see. I wanted the 2 archways on those angles. I thought it looked cool. And then I'm like, this is the only place the bathroom would fit, so that's where it's gonna go. I cut out doing the lighting just because the camera moves around so much, and I'm really just placing the same sort of sconce around the entire build. And I pick out wallpapers. I went with a blue wallpaper up here for the dad's bedroom. I've been really liking blue wallpapers recently, and I don't usually build with a lot of blue. I think I just was remembering the fortune tellers one where I used a lot of blue, and so it felt right, it looked good, and I didn't wanna use the same wallpapers, which I always do. Last video that was out on Monday, it was all just the same walls and floors. Next week's is gonna be all the same wall and floor, and so this one I wanted to make it at least a little bit different. It is a mixture of most of my go-to wallpapers and flooring. I just sometimes add in different bedroom walls because I feel like it's the easiest to experiment with. So, like, down here, I just have that yellow, tile floor that I really love, and I add in a lot of my builds, the wooden wall and the Realm of Magic tiles in like the back as a backsplash. I think it looks really nice. Oh yeah, for this build, I decided to decorate it a little bit differently. In my head, they kind of just moved in and most of the furniture was, like, the same. They kinda just moved in, most of it was furnished, and he just kinda brought all of his research stuff in and all of his books and stuff, and so in my head, he is studying the plants around Glimmerbrook and stuff, and so I have, like, the kitchen counter covered in books and stuff, so, like, he'll, like, have his coffee and he's, like, doing stuff there, but then in the dining room, there's also books everywhere, so I guess, like, then he eats dinner and he has more books over there, and it just, like, slowly takes over the entire house. I have like a wall in the dining room that just has like books all over the floor because I figured that he kind of ran out of bookcase space and he just needed a place to put a bunch of the books that didn't fit. And that's what I kind of decided on. And I think it looks really cool. And I really like this interior because it feels different. And it allowed me to just like use different objects than I don't normally, and also use objects in a new way that I wouldn't think of using them. So they're all lined around. There's books on the like dining room chairs and stuff. I kept this little hallway. It's very simple. I thought the door was there for a second, so I had to move the like welcome mat over to the actual front door. And yeah, I just add little tiny things around where they could just place stuff down. There's an ottoman in here. That ottoman is really, really cute. I haven't used that. It's from Horse Ranch. It's like a I don't know why I'm surprised. That pack was amazing and every single item was beautiful. But yeah, I guess I didn't see that one and it fit perfectly. I felt like that was something that he bought. In my head, I'm like, yeah, he definitely bought this. And I don't know why that matters, but that's what I was thinking. And for the living room, I kind of regret using this wallpaper. It just feels very white and too bright, and I probably would have wanted to use just all wood in here. Maybe I'll change it. So if you download anything when it is finally uploaded to the gallery, it could change. I'm going to go through each of the builds and kind of make sure that they are like the final version that I want. They won't be anything extreme. It'll just be the occasional, like, wallpaper change out like this. I might change to a darker wood just to give it a cozier vibe. I feel like it just, like, I don't know, something about it. It just doesn't feel as cozy as it could be. And because he has a daughter, I figured this was her space where she kind of plays. And so I had some toys on the coffee table and some stuffed animals on the couch, which I feel is very realistic. I don't know, when I was growing up, I just had toys everywhere, so that was kind of what I was going for, was that he has books everywhere, she has toys everywhere, but they're in, like, different spaces, so they get to have their own little privacy and, like, alone time and, like, quiet. Um, for up here, I this is now the dad's room, and I'm using the seasons bed for one of the first times. I haven't used that in a long time, probably, and it felt like it matched. I had to move the windows, so ignore if they are no longer symmetrical with these stained glass windows that are below. I'm just pretending like they fit perfectly. I'll need to play test this because I'm unsure if Sims will be able to walk around this furniture. They should, because I made sure that there was half a tile, which I learned from Siren Witch, that your Sims need half a tile to get around stuff. So occasionally I'm using the grid, even though the grid makes me, like, unable to build, which is why I always keep it off. But I checked a little bit, so it should be functional enough. I just pulled some clutter. I really like what I did with that, like, bookcase and the horse ranch desk, where it kind of feels like it's one whole piece. I felt like I had, like, solved something major by putting that together, and I'm probably gonna have to do it again in a future build because I really like how it looks, and hopefully the desk is functional. I doubt that the bookcase is functional, but it really doesn't have to be. I'm sure that there was a bookcase downstairs that could be used. There's book piles everywhere. Some of them function as, bookcases. And so this is the daughter's room now, and I got really excited and I wanted to use the little sheep uh bedspread because I haven't really gotten to use a lot of the fun kids items. Because my builds usually don't have kids bedrooms, or I keep them very plain and boring. And so this one, I felt like I was able to use a lot of the objects that are really cute that I haven't really gotten to use yet. And I have, like, random clutter around, like, there's just stacks of clothes next to the desk, and there's blankets at the end of the bed, and just toys everywhere, and makeup stuff on the desk. And I put that, like, Apple clock because in my head, I'm like, this is his clock, and he gave it to her because she liked it. And that doesn't even matter, but that's what I was thinking when I placed it there. Yeah, I had a lot of fun decorating this kid's room. I don't get to do them often, so it looks really nice, and I like all the colors in here. Um, I needed to make sure there's a dresser in there too, because I didn't think I put a dresser anywhere else. That's one thing I always forget in my builds is a dresser, so I made sure that there was at least one. And thank you for the horse ranch dresser because it's so tiny and it's really beautiful. And so I use that now in most of my builds because it barely takes up any space. But yeah, and then I just add some stuff around the outside because because I was like, a kid lives here. Let's add a swing and monkey bars, and we'll have a telescope because I felt like this build needed a telescope. I remembered a mailbox. The only mailbox on this lot currently is hidden behind some trees that I've been using to change the weather and seasons for pictures and the videos and lighting and stuff. But yeah, that's the whole video. Very short. That's why there's 2 videos this week. Um, Monday, I'll have the witchy cabin done and uploaded. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.